every 4 months to keep them fresh, thematically change them, but the gallery is permanent. They can go right into the civil rights galleries right here, where we tell the stories of the civil rights legacy. But we really have taken seriously the fact that only 25% of Americans can possibly remember the I Have a Dream speech, because the rest of us are too young, weren't around to actually remember it. So the storytelling is really edited and presented in a way to be impactful and authentic, but to understand that most people who hit the door won't remember it themselves, and we'll have less and less folks who even know much about it. And so that's trying to take the legacy to be impactful for people. And then upstairs you can go into the human rights series of galleries, which talk about contemporary human rights nationally and globally, where you meet people and movements. And there's a lot of technology, there's also a lot of art up there that showcase the movements of human rights today. Both civil and human rights actually end through the same ending gallery. It's called Move Act Free. It's right up there. We wanted there to be no distinction between what we think are civil and human rights, that we think that they're part of the same movement. You actually go through that gallery twice, but you'll see the way it works. You see different things each of the times you come through there because of the way that that gallery is put together. We do have a retail space. It's not forced through. You basically pass by it, but you don't have to go through it. We thought that was the appropriate way to have a commercial space within the center. You came from downstairs, the event space. You actually came in. That's where you checked in. That can host conferences, events, educational programs, etc., as can this space in the evenings only, because they're on 2 different floors with 2 separate entrances. We can have simultaneous events in the evenings, and also have the full facility for a much larger event, up to about 1,000 people. At the end of the day, the design of the center is that each individual will have their own experience. It's a self-guided experience, but it also allows them choices. There are lots of places where they can go deeper on information, where they can explore different types of things, different types of issues, so that each visitor will have their own very personal experience here. We will never tell them what to think at the end, but we are trying to both encourage them to think about things that maybe they have or haven't thought about, but also be inspired by the people they meet. You'll see a lot of individuals. And there are also places where they can have an individual experience, like the lunch counter experience, where they literally, for a few seconds, get to put themselves in that chair and literally have an experience of what it felt like, just to give them a taste of it, so then they begin to imagine, could they have done it? Would they have done it? How could people do it? That's what we've tried to create, so that when you walk out, you really have a little bit of this story inside of you that you take with you. So, questions?
According to a companion, a shot was fired from across the street.
Martin Luther King was shot and was killed tonight.
In the friend's words, the bullet exploded in his face. Officers also reportedly chased and fired on a radio-equipped car containing 2 white men.
Did you go to the King Gallery? Did you go to the King Papers Gallery? You definitely need to see that. Follow the